All right, let's look at the data we have here from the West. Now, there's our raw data, and we've just got a bunch of numbers. All right, now we're going to sort that data out, and here we have 0 0.5, 0 0.9, 1.5, all the way up to 36.5. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is to look at the parts of our box. This is what we're searching for when we start to create that box and whisker plot. So we have the lower edge of our whisker, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, the upper edge of our whisker, and any outliers. All right, and we'll talk about each piece of this. The first move we make is to find that median. So let's take a look at all our data. We've moved it over a little bit and given ourselves some space. And what we have to do is find the man in the middle. And because we have 9 data points, we know that we can use this actual center number. But first, let's look at our high and low values. We have here our lower value, which is also our minimum in this case, and that's 0 0.5. The upper value, the maximum in this data range, is 36.5. Now, just looking at the high and low numbers, we don't know if that's going to be the edges of our whiskers yet. We don't know if those two numbers are going to be the edges of our whiskers because we don't know if they're outliers. So I'll talk about how to calculate that a little bit later on. So our lower value is 0 0.5. Our upper value is the 36.5. If you subtract the two, you get what's called a range, which is the maximum minus the minimum. So 36.5 minus 0 0.5 is our range, 36. Okay, now we can actually think about finding the median. We've got these numbers in order. We have an idea of what the range is going to be. So we know we have 9 data points. Like we said, we can use that center number. So the center data point is 2.6. And since that's 2.6, we know now that our median is 2.6. All right, it's pretty simple. And now that we have a median, we can look at the lower half of our data between 0 0.5 and 2.5. And then we can look at our upper half of our data, 3.7 to 36.5, to see if we can figure out our upper quartile and lower quartile. All right, so let's look at that lower quartile first. Now, the lower quartile include all the numbers that are less than the median, okay? And it doesn't include the median. The median, again, remember, is 2.6. So 2.5, 1.5, 0.9, and 0.5 are all numbers that are less than the median. Now, in just those numbers that I've listed there, where it says data points less than the median, we have to find the median for that. So if we find the median for those 4 points, we will have found what we call our lower quartile. So let's do that. We have 4 data points. And since we have an even number of data points, we have to take the average of the center points. So we're looking at the average of 0.9 and 1.5. So you add them up and divide by 2, and you end up with 1.2 as the median for our lower quartile. All right, so again, 1.2 is the median for that lower set of numbers between 0.5 all the way up to 2.5, but not including 2.6, because that's our actual median. Now, let's look at the upper quartile, doing the same thing with the high numbers. So here are all the data points greater than the median, all the data points greater than 2.6. So we have 3.7, 4.8, 6.4, and 36.5. Now, 4 points, which means we have an even number of data points. It's even. So we take the average of the middle two. So 4.8 plus 6.4 is 11.2. Divide that by 2, and we end up with 5.6. And that's what we call our upper quartile, 5.6. And believe it or not, that is where we are going to stop this video. And it looks like there's going to be 4 parts. It's all good. I will put everything in the description. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk to you in a very little while. Have a good one.